It is 2 o'clock in the morning. You are walking down the dark hallway of your house, guided only by the faint glow of a street lamp bleeding through the window. The floorboards creak beneath your bare feet as you reach the bathroom door. You lazily flick the light switch, expecting nothing but the cold, familiar tiles and the quiet hum of the ventilation fan. But the sudden harsh fluorescent light reveals an absolute nightmare clinging perfectly still to the pristine white plaster. It is an impossible alien creature. It looks like a detached pair of false eyelashes that suddenly learned how to sprint, or a frayed feather brought to life by dark magic. Your brain screams no. It signals pure, unfiltered, ancient panic. The creature freezes for a fraction of a second, sensing the change in air pressure, and then it moves with a speed that looks completely unnatural. It darts across the grout lines like a glitch in the simulation, a frantic blur of too many legs. This is the house centipede, and your immediate, overwhelming instinct is to destroy it before it disappears into a crevice. You reach for a rolled-up magazine on the counter. You slide off your heavy slipper, gripping it like a weapon. You frantically scan the cabinet for a canister of toxic chemical spray to wipe this anomaly out of existence. That visceral reaction is completely justified. Our evolutionary hardwiring explicitly tells us that fast, unpredictable, multi-legged entities are dangerous threats that must be neutralized immediately. But I need you to pause, lower your weapon, and listen very closely. If you bring that slipper down on this creature, you are making a catastrophic tactical error. You are not killing an invading monster. You are voluntarily executing the highest-ranking officer in your home biological defense force. By squashing this bug, you are destroying the elite forward patrol that keeps your actual unseen nightmares away. In fact, almost everyone watching this has probably committed a biological war crime in their own house this very month, completely unaware of the consequences. Tell me in the comments, how many times have you blindly crushed one of these fast-moving bugs just because its sudden appearance terrified you? We have all been deeply conditioned to judge nature by its appearance, and that aesthetic bias leaves our homes incredibly vulnerable. Today, we are going to completely deconstruct the myth of the house centipede. By the time we finish this deep dive into household entomology, your fear is going to completely vanish. It will be replaced by a profound, perhaps even overwhelming sense of gratitude for this bizarre creature. And that changes everything about how you will live in your home. Let us start by dismantling the most immediate, terrifying assumption you make when you see one of these things sprinting across your bedroom ceiling. You look at that spiky, armored body and those long, twitchy antennae, and you assume it is an aggressive hunter that wants to bite you. You imagine it crawling into your bed sheets while you are completely defenseless in deep sleep. You picture it sinking venomous fangs into your skin. But here is the part nobody tells you. The house centipede is utterly terrified of you. To this fragile, delicate insect, you are a massive, rumbling mountain of heat and vibration. It possesses zero interest in human flesh, human blood, or human food. It does not want to be anywhere near you, which is exactly why it sprints for the dark baseboards the second you turn on the light. The house centipede is a highly specialized biological assassin, but its target profile does not include mammals. What it does possess is a relentless, hyperactive, cold-blooded drive to hunt down the things you actually hate. Let us talk about the real enemies hiding inside your walls. The true, filthy invaders that want to eat your food, spread disease, and destroy your property. The cockroach. Cockroaches are heavily armored, incredibly resilient, and deeply unsanitary survivalists. They multiply in the dark, they crawl through your garbage, and they leave bacteria all over your kitchen counters. Most human pest control methods fail because roaches are brilliant at hiding and rapidly developing chemical resistance. But the house centipede is the ultimate cockroach liquidator. It does not need toxic bait stations or sticky traps. It is a biological heat-seeking missile designed specifically to dismantle cockroach infestations. When a house centipede detects the chemical trail of a roach, it shifts into a hyper-aggressive predatory mode. The chase is brutal, silent, and incredibly efficient. Centipedes use their phenomenal speed to simply overtake the fleeing roach. They do not wait, no hesitation, no negotiation. They grab, they cut, they carry. They possess specialized front legs right near their head, which have evolved over millions of years into hollow, venomous syringes called forcipules. They use these modified legs to inject a fast-acting, paralyzing enzyme directly into the nervous system of the cockroach. The roach is instantly neutralized, preventing it from ever reaching your pantry again. When you smash a house centipede in your kitchen, you are voluntarily firing your best, unpaid exterminator. You are literally opening the front door to a massive cockroach infestation just because you did not like the security guard's uniform. Think about that for a second. You are sacrificing the safety of your food supply for momentary aesthetic comfort. But cockroaches are just the beginning of their extensive hit list. Let us walk back into that damp, dark bathroom where you first saw the centipede. Bathrooms are notoriously humid, creating the perfect breeding ground for another silent destroyer, the silverfish. These prehistoric-looking silvery gray insects look harmless enough as they wiggle around your sink, but silverfish are highly destructive scavengers. They do not eat your food, they eat your home. Silverfish thrive on starches and carbohydrates, which means they actively devour the glue binding your favorite books. They eat the paste holding up your expensive wallpaper. They chew holes through your vintage clothing, cotton towels, and irreplaceable family photo albums. A silverfish infestation is a slow, quiet decay of your most cherished possessions. The house centipede knows this. It actively patrols the damp corners of your bathtub, the dark spaces under your sink, and the forgotten boxes in your basement. It intercepts the silverfish before they can ever reach your library or your closet. The centipede is a specialized moisture seeker, perfectly adapted to hunt in the exact microclimates where silverfish try to breed. It is the silent protector of your personal archives. If this fact just changed the way you see the house centipede, subscribe, because there are even more secrets hiding inside your home. And we are just scratching the surface of the hidden ecosystem operating under your roof. Because there is a third, infinitely more terrifying enemy that the centipede actively hunts. An enemy that feeds purely on human suffering and paranoia. The bedbug. Just saying the words triggers a deep psychological stress response. A bedbug infestation can cost thousands of dollars to eradicate, forcing you to throw away mattresses, boil your clothes, and lose weeks of peaceful sleep. Bedbugs are the ultimate stealth parasites, hiding deep inside the wooden frames of your furniture and only emerging when they sense the carbon dioxide of your breath. Most chemical sprays cannot reach them, and they are notoriously difficult to crush. But the house centipede is one of the very few natural predators that can effortlessly infiltrate the tight, narrow crevices where bedbugs hide. Their bodies are incredibly flat, allowing them to squeeze into the structural seams of your bed frame. The centipede acts as an active, searching biological drone, sweeping the perimeter of your sleeping quarters. It finds the hidden parasites, drags them out of the wood, and eliminates the threat before they can ever multiply and bite you. When you see a centipede on the wall near your headboard, your instinct is to kill it so you can sleep safely. But the absolute paradox is that letting it live and disappear into the shadows is the greatest guarantee of a bite-free night. It is actively sweeping your room for the real vampires. But even that is not the strangest part of the story. The centipede does not just hunt crawling insects. It also hunts other hunters. Many people suffer from intense arachnophobia, The sight of a thick, hairy spider in the basement, or a cellar spider dropping from the ceiling, is enough to make some homeowners completely avoid certain rooms. We try to seal every crack to keep spiders outside. Yet spiders inevitably find their way in, setting up webs in the dark corners of the garage and the laundry room. The house centipede is the apex alpha predator of the indoor microjungle. It is so fast, so aggressive, and so highly skilled that it actively hunts and consumes spiders. Yes, it hunts the very creatures that terrify you the most. A house centipede will charge directly into a spider web, bypassing the sticky threads with its long, delicate legs, and snatch the spider before it even has time to react. It effectively controls the arachnid population in your home, ensuring that dangerous or nuisance spiders never get a chance to establish a massive colony. Now, let us address the lingering fear in the back of your mind. You are listening to all of this, and you are thinking about those venomous front legs. You accept that it hunts roaches and spiders, but you are still terrified of being bitten. The word venom triggers a massive red flag in the human brain. We equate venom with swelling, hospital visits, and severe pain. But here is the engineering truth about the centipede's biological weapons. Their venom is highly specialized and chemically tailored exclusively for small arthropods. It disrupts insect biology, but it is remarkably weak against mammalian chemistry. More importantly, it is a matter of sheer mechanical limitation. The forcipules, those venom-injecting fangs, are incredibly small and structurally fragile. In 99 out of 100 cases, a house centipede is physically incapable of piercing human skin. Their fangs simply cannot penetrate our thick, tough epidermis. Even in the incredibly rare event that a massive, fully grown centipede manages to break the skin, the resulting sensation is barely equivalent to a minor bee sting. It is a brief, localized itch that fades very quickly, leaving no lasting damage. They will never bite unless they are actively being crushed against your skin. If you leave them alone, they will always choose to sprint away from you. They are a defensive mechanism, not an offensive threat. And this brings us to another fascinating aspect of their biology that completely contradicts their creepy appearance: their hygiene. When you look at a bug with 15 pairs of long, hairy legs creeping out of a drain, your brain immediately associates it with filth, garbage, and disease. You assume it is tracking microscopic sewage all over your clean floors. This is the parasite illusion. The reality is that the house centipede is arguably the cleanest living creature in your entire house, potentially even cleaner than your domestic cat. House centipedes are obsessive, fanatical groomers. Their survival depends entirely on their speed and their highly sensitive antennae. If their legs or sensory organs get covered in dust, grease, or microscopic debris, they lose their agility and become vulnerable. Therefore, they spend a massive portion of their day sitting perfectly still in a dark corner, meticulously cleaning themselves. They possess a specialized groove near their mouth. They will painstakingly pass every single one of their 30 legs, one by one, through this cleaning groove. They wipe away every speck of dust, every spore of mold, and every trace of bacteria. They do not carry diseases. They do not transmit pathogens to your food. They are sterile, highly polished biological machines constantly maintaining their own internal armor. Let us talk about their phenomenal speed, because that is what truly triggers our fight or flight response. They move like a skipping record, freezing and then teleporting a meter away. This chaotic movement is actually a masterpiece of evolutionary biomechanics. Their legs get progressively longer toward the back of their body. This brilliant engineering prevents them from tripping over their own feet when they are sprinting at maximum velocity. It creates a lasso effect. When they are chasing a highly evasive target like a housefly, their back legs can swing out and encircle the prey, trapping it in a cage of limbs. They can even capture multiple different insects at the exact same time, holding a silverfish in their back legs while they actively strike a roach with their front legs. They are a multitasking system of defense, capable of clearing out a small infestation in a single night. But what if you start seeing them everywhere? What if, instead of spotting one rare centipede a month, you are seeing them on the ceiling every single day? This can easily push a homeowner to the breaking point. The urge to call a professional exterminator becomes overwhelming. But before you pick up the phone, you must understand the critical warning message they are broadcasting to you. The house centipede is a predator, which means its population is strictly controlled by the availability of prey. They will not breed, and they will not stick around if there is no food. If your house is swarming with centipedes, it is not a centipede infestation. It is a flashing red biological siren telling you that you have a massive, hidden infestation of something much worse. The centipedes are only there because there is an absolute buffet of pests hiding inside your walls. They are the visible smoke, but the invisible fire is a massive colony of termites eating your foundation, or 1,000 cockroaches living behind your kitchen drywall. If you use chemical bombs to kill the centipedes, you are destroying your only warning system. You are killing the messengers and allowing the real structural threat to multiply unchecked in the dark. Instead of fighting the centipedes, use them as environmental sensors. Follow their hunting patterns. If you keep seeing them in one specific corner of the basement, inspect that corner for rotting wood, moisture leaks, or hidden termite tunnels. Fix the underlying dampness. Seal the cracks in the foundation. Starve the actual pests, and the centipede patrol will naturally relocate themselves back outside where they belong. Finally, we have to talk about longevity. Most insects we encounter in our homes live very brief, chaotic lives. A common housefly lives for a few weeks. A moth survives for a few days. We view bugs as disposable, temporary annoyances. But the house centipede operates on a completely different biological timeline. They are incredibly long-lived creatures. A healthy house centipede can live up to 7 years. Think about that for a second. That giant, thick centipede you just found in the laundry room is not a random intruder that wandered in yesterday. It is a hardened veteran. It has likely been living inside your walls for over half a decade. For 5, 6, or 7 years, it has been silently patrolling your perimeter while you sleep. It has single-handedly intercepted and destroyed thousands of roaches, spiders, and silverfish. It has protected your sweaters, your books, and your pantry without ever asking for a crumb of your food or a drop of your blood. It is an old, loyal guardian of your domestic peace. When you raise a shoe to crush a creature that large and that old, you are destroying a lifetime of unseen service. You are breaking a silent treaty that has kept your home balanced and safe for years. The human instinct to fear the strange and the fast is powerful. It takes genuine effort to override millions of years of evolutionary panic. But the next time the bathroom light flickers on and that familiar multi-legged shadow darts across the baseboard, take a deep breath. Override the ancient fear. Do not reach for the toxic spray. Do not grab the rolled-up magazine. Simply step back, acknowledge the invisible war raging in the microscopic corners of your home, and let your most dedicated biological assassin continue its patrol.